Have you ever noticed that no matter who you date, the relationship eventually feels familiar? Different person, same tension, same arguments, and same ending. It's like you're watching the same movie over and over and over again. Only the actors change. That's not bad luck. It's a pattern. And most of the time it's silent. Silent patterns don't shut. And they don't announce themselves. They just quietly guide who you're drawn to and how you behave once you're close. But before we dive in, please consider hitting that subscribe button with the bell on so that you can invest in yourself for your better future. Now let's begin. Here's what's happening underneath. Your nervous system is wired to recognize familiarity, not health. Think of your brain like a security system. It doesn't ask, "Is this good for me?" It's ask, "Have I ever seen this before?" Familiar emotional dynamics feel safe, even when they're painful. So your system gravitates towards what it already knows. Not because it's good, but because it's predictable. These patterns form early from family dynamics, from early attachments, from moments where love feels conditional, inconsistent, or uncertain. When affection is unpredictable, sometimes warm, sometimes withdrawn, your brain learns something powerful. This is what connection feels like. And once that template exists, you don't choose it consciously, you recreate it. A real example of this comes from Princess Diana. She was one of the most admired people on the planet. Beautiful, compassionate, loved by millions. But her relationships follow a familiar emotional pattern. Princess Diana grew up in a household marked by emotional distance and instability. Her parents' marriage was strained. Affection was inconsistent, and as a child, she's often felt unseen. That early emotional environment quietly shaped what love felt like to her. So when she entered relationships as an adult, she was drawn to emotionally unavailable partners, which basically is people she had to earn love from. Her marriage to Prince Charles reflected this perfectly. Charles was distant, preoccupied, emotionally unavailable. Princess Diana tried harder. She overgave. She stayed quiet about her needs for long stretches of time. Not because she was weak, but because her nervous system recognized the pattern. This felt familiar. And even after the marriage ended, similar dynamics appeared again. Different people, same emotional shape. The pattern wasn't about who she dated. It was about what her nervous system had learned to expect from love. That's why silent patterns repeat. You might avoid expressing needs, over-explaining your feelings, choose emotionally unavailable partners, stay quiet to keep peace, stay longer than you should, not because you want to, but because your system is protecting you from unfamiliar emotional risk. Here's the part most people miss. Silent relationship patterns feel logical. You tell yourself, "This is just my type. I don't want to overreact. I'm being understanding. I don't want to cause conflict." But those explanations often mask fear. Fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, fear of being too much or not enough. And when fear leads, patterns repeat. Relationship ends. You reflect. You promise it'll be different next time. But unless the pattern changes, the person doesn't matter. If this makes sense so far, please smash that like button so you can help other people too. Anyway, this is where change actually begins. Breaking the loop starts with awareness, not blame, not self-criticism, just curiosity. Ask yourself, what feels familiar here? What am I avoiding expressing? What discomfort am I trying to prevent? When you notice the pattern, you create a pause. And in that pause, you get a choice. To speak when you normally stay silent, to set a boundary where you normally adapt, to tolerate short-term discomfort for long-term safety. Here's the surprising part. Healthy relationships often feel unfamiliar at first. They don't trigger the same intensity, they don't activate the same anxiety, and that calm can feel strange because chaos once feel like connections. Many people describe healthy love as boring at first, not because it lacks of depth, but because their nervous system isn't used to peace. Stability feels foreign when unpredictability was home. Repeating silent patterns doesn't mean you're broken. It means your nervous system learned a script early and kept replaying it over and over and over. Once you see the script, you can rewrite it. One conversation, one boundary, one moment of honesty at a time. And that's how relationships stop repeating. Not by finding the right person, but by changing the pattern you bring into them. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.